What's up, Hippo lovers? Secret against Suomi, ECL 3v3, the final game of the regular season. Finals will start in late August. Secret obviously already qualified, will go into the finals against AM. Suomi played a solid season and is now trying to gain some more manetos into their poketos. And we'll give their very best in the upcoming best of 5. We can see the settings up top. We have to use 2 of those 10 civilizations every single game, and we cast recorded games 9 hours old from earlier this morning. They had an interesting schedule there, 8 GMT start, and now let's just look into this one. We are seeing our green player, Mr. Belize, playing the Mayans here. They had an incredible Registered Fortress game against Heresy last round, and they also had room stock with the Franks. That last time he was the flank, which is kind of tricky. Had to wall quite a bit at the pocket position. He could do wonders on the other side. His flank missed the max, potentially going for paladins as well. Tedo is playing the mirror matchup here with Spanish. We have the Franks, Mr. Jordan, playing the pocket position. Jordan is back, guys, if you didn't know. And we have Mayans, the Viper flank here. And Jordan was just visiting the Viper. Not sure if they discussed strategies or if they only applied lube to each other. And sunscreen. And joy. Or if they actually discussed some strategies. This feels a bit slow. Don't we think so? Maybe this is a bit better. Don't really know. Okay, some kings here, scouting. And kind of the obvious civilizations. Franks and Spanish in the Civ pool. Mayans, an absolute beast for Registered Fortress. So, lovely choice here. No one really going for Chinese. Could have been the other option, and then keep Mayans for another map to go for the brutal sling there, but something we didn't go for. All players on the way to field late, exactly what we're expecting. The Max and Jordan a bit higher, Viper and Shadow in the middle pack, Roomstock and Belize, the early players. Niddy doesn't know it because we kept our inappropriate behavior secret, but we actually had a 6-way in the back of Niddy's apartment doing what? That's the white stains on my couch. I thought someone was dropping some creme fraiche. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Okay. Mystery solved. Good that I'm streaming. Standard blacksmith market here, something I will expect from most players. Roomstock should go for the big boom, while we expect some unique units here from all 4 flank players. Jordan with 3 on gold. Sometimes you're lacking a bit then, but he did send them early enough that he will get it in time. Floating quite a bit of wood, having a solid 8 on wood. Sometimes you want to add some more farms, but all pretty standard. Could have also opted for the stable, but honestly, maybe balancing your eco with the market might be better. You're also having 25 wood. If you go for the blacksmith, instantly goes for double bit axe, so feels like his eco is good enough. Has 4 on berries, so looks pretty reasonable here. And yeah, standard solid build up, exactly what we're expecting on this high level. And guys, I'm somewhat getting excited for the ECL finals here. Really curious how well Secret and AM are going to prepare. Some walls here. Obviously Spanish benefiting from the Mayans bonus, only half the cost of those walls, and creating somewhat of a small team wall for themselves. Roomstock in the back still open though, but simply not allowing the instant pair thing of Tedos. Conquistadors might be quite nice. These scouts getting its own inside jokes all the time. You think AM will really prepare? I am a hype caster. And I'm making money of just filling time, talking trash that no one really believes. And I know the 200 people are now shaking their heads like, hey, I'm preparing, but that sentence alone is getting so many emotions from you that you will tune in next time just to hear what stupid stuff is nearly saying again. Maybe next time I will say, oh, I'm looking forward to Doubts Micro during the finals, and everyone will be, oh, lol, 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 lol. Nearly has no idea what he's talking about. And then you tune in again. Then I will say something like, Jordan will be top 20 in the world again. And yeah, just creating some memes. Oops, Monday. Did he just say Monday? Monday? No, actually it's Tuesday. I'm not sure what time zone the Max is living in, but I'm a bit confused. Actually, Spanish villager on Monday. See. Okay. Well, maybe I trust him. Okay, Botkin arrow for release. He's going for some plumed archers. The Viper is sitting on plumed archers that will soon have fletching. And he might feel, okay, I have fletching, you have fletching. And then he can engage. But 1 second later, pop, +2 is now in here. Better numbers for the snake for now. At that front overall, it's 8 to 9. Now running around a bit. Now I have so much respect for your stream. Okay, guys, the thing is, I'm the one who is allowed to lie. If the viewers are also lying, we get into a full troll stream. Not sure how that will work properly. Goes for a monastery. Okay. Not something we see too often in team games. Something we don't see too often in team games where we have bop. First snipe unit of the game. First kill. And also not something if we see players go for a lot of army. Right, Spanish straight, kind of helping you in the long run as well. Tedo trying to be annoying a bit here. Will have the hill advantage with this conquistadors. But I think the Max will just come over there. Maybe plumed archers of the Viper and Felice are going over there as well. Should have a good vision of this area now. I'm not sure if adding a monastery in this scenario is so good. It feels like we have secure corners for both teams anyways, and yeah, trade will just run, slowing down your boom by a solid 30 seconds or 20 seconds there. Oh, Tedo getting the first snipe against his head here. 5 conquistadors, apparently enough if all of them hit to one shot, and now the dance begins. Scout is running away, and the Max, pretty cool play by him. He is now at 34 villagers compared to the 41 of Tedo, so nice play there, adding the second TC a bit earlier, or simply keeping his TCs up, running a bit more. Went for 4 conquistadors more on the other side, and obviously the monastery that we mentioned. Let's see, Jordan is sitting at 44 while Roomstock is sitting at 51, so 2 reasonable advantages for the players that did not go for the extra monastery and the extra monks for safety. This is so weird. I don't want to. Now I'm saying stupid stuff again, but I'm gaining respect for MBL. Whew, that was tough to go over my lips. And that he can read chat on his phone and is really interacting with his chat, because now I'm with the non-2-screen setup and need to read chat on my phone, and it's so small, and well, it's not really comfortable as well. So yeah, good job by MBL keeping interaction with chat running while not having a second screen. Trying to do the same now, but I also see quite some nice snipes here by the snake. 3 kills there for none. Now it's 5 to 3. Tedo and Jordan, not really the guys who likes to kill enemy units for now. Jordan at 59 villagers compared to the 61 of Roomstock, so catching up there. We have the Viper going for wheelbarrow, not really knowing what the other ones have as timings. Now picking up the first relic here. No, that's the second one. Jordan grabbed the one at the front, is grabbing the one at the top now. And it seems that it will be probably 3-2 relics overall. Viper's going for +1 defense, wants to go for some snipes. Does not get the kills here though. And yeah. Don't you love Red Side Fortress, guys? It just feels so pretty. There's some shenanigans at the front. Something like a petard go. Where's the King of Tedo? Okay, in the tower in the back. So Conquistadors will get in here, will deny some farming, will also use the hill advantage. There's one tower around, could be a bit annoying. That's kind of it. Tedo has his Conquistadors somewhat at home though. So could maybe defend that. Something I really didn't see coming. Could we maybe have a go in the back here? No, not really. Jordan would be open in the back, but not too important. Maybe we can grab some of those villagers at the front. Tedo should have very little idea of this coming in. And to finish my thought, we have some shenanigans early on, some aggression, some kills, and then still have the guaranteed beautiful late game with big trade, big armies, and big imperial play. But now the max broke through first. Tedo with an instant X, as I said earlier, has his army around. Maybe we could have timed that Belize is around as well. Uh-oh, but the max here has very little idea of how the map looks like. Oh boy, that's a play that is something you could call over-committal here for sure. Luckily he has +2 defense and is taking less damage. Even trying to fight against the Conquistadors, staying under the TC fire, but surprisingly didn't lose a single Conquistador. How did that happen? Tedo is now trying to take the engagement here with the hill advantage. The max is committing heavily. Nice defensive blocking here by Tedo. You can see he's moving in and trying to keep the hill advantage. And I think that was a big committal that did not pay off for the max here. Beautiful defense here by Tedo. He is ahead by 11 villagers and military count is 9-4 now. What a beautiful hold by Tedo. He obviously benefited from the lack of scouting that the max could not really get. He was hungry for the kill but ran into the castle. Maybe, if you want to avoid that in the future, you will watch a bit more Nilly streams. And you know that if we don't have any towers over here, we know that the castle is far away. Because the towers always spawn around the castle area. So you should have known castle had to be in this wide area here. And therefore a jump under it was a very risky move. But, well, that's why you tune in to Nilly AoE and not to the Max's channel. Meanwhile, the Viper and Belize are going to Imperial Age. Tedo is catching up with Wheelbarrow and Roomstock. Jordan going imp as well. Plumed Archer dance continues. The Viper even having +2 defense, but 10 villagers behind. So overall, the boom, well, actually did catch up from Jordan there. Lots of houses. Would be quite vulnerable to a Ramgo, but a Ramgo, something we won't see for won't see too soon. Stables now added, right hand side here from Roomstock, some in the center, probably will build some at the side. Roomstock's so good at knowing where to build, when to build his army as well. Look at how experienced he is in those late scenarios, building all his houses at the edge of the map so that the trade won't get blocked. Markets nice and early, being prepared. We see Jordan moving out here as well. Tedo, the only guy a bit late, wants to go for some control, but the max actually staying quite heavily in Castle Age. Added some more Conquistadors. Tedo has all his upgrades on those as well, wants to go for some more stone at the front. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a castle pretty soon. Before that, we will have a villager kill. Speed up a bit more. I think 75 is something kind of ideal. Some more walls behind this. And earlier I wanted to criticize the max for rewalling that blacksmith. Because I felt like, yeah, why would Tedo ever attack into that area if there is a TC behind? But actually, that paid off, bought him some more time. Now shenanigans here at the right hand side. Chivalry coming in for Roomstock. An upgrade that Makes a lot of sense, especially if you research it before the Paladin tech. Just flying through those researches so much quicker. Small bug here. The villager trade should be starting now pretty soon. Tato on the way to Imperial Age. Roomstock already researching Paladins. And Jordan not even Imperial Age. I would say a bit of a better boom there by our Finnish Frank pocket player, but let's see if that's actually getting punished. The Viper goes for some aggression, has the upgrades a bit earlier. No Elite Plumed Archer upgrade by Belize yet. That trap seems to be out of position, or am I confused? Looks more like he's going for the gate or a wall here. Indeed, not really pressuring that area. 2 castles now against 3 castles. Production could be better for the snake here. Paladin numbers could be really nice for Roomstock though. And look at that! Okay. Roomstock already trying to be annoying at the top side corner. Trying to block the 3rd one. Some more walls by Belize. Buying himself a tiny bit of more time. Elite Plumed Archer upgrade will finish before he fights for sure. Chemistry on the way for him as well. No idea who is having thumping on this one though. Running to the castle, but now dodging that. The Viper way too good to lose a lot of units there. The Max still not on the way to Imperial Age. Kind of rough for him. How is the resources looking? Okay, he is clicking up now. And I'm curious to see what army composition he's going for. Trying to raid Jordan in the back, who obviously will clear this up. But will he actually? Maybe some good micro here could really help out. We have 6 Europeans going against each other, so micro shouldn't be that big of a problem here when it comes to lag. Let's take a look. Oh, Paladin flank was coming in trying to snipe those traps, but the Viper with the quick walls here trying to defend those quite nicely. Now the go from the front though. Veliz snagged 1 trap, is trying to go for the other one. Obviously needs a lot of arrows, but has a lot of plumed archers, so makes sense. 2nd trap going down now, opening the walls, and Jordan is just very far out of position. As you can see, Cavaliers here in the back because the Max bought so much time, and now the big double here could maybe clear this up. Preparing the traps here was Veliz, and this is a rough spot for the Viper. He opened his walls again, now tries to take this engagement at a reasonable spot for sure. Paladins at the front not getting this around because of the positioning here by the Viper. More Paladins are coming over, traps in the back only at 1. If he had like 2-3 traps prepared, he could have gone for the big kill. Paladins are now going back. Elite Conquistador attack for Mr. Tato here. So no double Paladins there. Trusting Jordan to get out the numbers in this game. What is the Max tacking for? He has only 1 stable. Stays on Conquistadors as well. So everyone trusting their pocket position for the Paladin production. Masonry now by the Viper. 3 traps out though. That gets really tricky to repair against 3 traps, even if you have Masonry. Viper trying to buy as much time as he can, and he will be a bit surprised, like, okay, my enemy's pocket has Paladins out for quite some time, and my teammate only now attacking Paladins. Not the perfect scenario, and the Viper's losing a lot of aggression, something that should make Belize pretty happy. Belize has 1 extra gold spot, but still suffering from having this gold spot at the front. Needs to get up trade pretty damn quickly. Trade is now started. Woodline blocking this a bit. Overpopulation. Looks like the Max is still suffering quite a bit. Now Paladins don't want to take this engagement. Jordan is taking for Chivalry as well. There's 1 Cavalier at the front. No Rams for now. That's 5 traps though, I think. This is an engagement they cannot really take, them being Team Secret, and that castle will most likely fall. Let's take a look. Is Jordan committing against all those traps here? Seems like he's at least trying to snipe the top ones. 2 will most likely fall. How many will fall behind that? At the moment he's right-clicking the 3rd one. Not sure if the other ones behind this will fall. I felt like with these, okay, 5 traps might be too much, but actually he keeps up 2 alive here. which are continuing to do quite a lot of damage. On the other side, I believe Shadow with more castles and more traps should be able to pressure this area quite a bit. Even got through with those conquistadors and will raid some of the extra gold here in the back for Roomstock, which could diminish the paladin count in the long run. We will see about that. The max, still no elite conquistadors. Shadow stays annoying. That one go earlier really was tricky for the max now to stay on a lot of aggression. And finally with paladins not focusing down those traps, and this paladin's not with the greatest position, but Roomstock is retreating as well. Another castle did fall, now trying to reroute that trap and continues with the aggression. The Viper with architecture pretty soon. No hoardings for now. Staying active here with the conquistadors. How are the resources looking for the max? Okay, he's 100 food, 100 gold away from attacking to paladins. Goes for handcart before attacking to elite conquistadors. Going for handcart before that. Now out of position, needs his 4 monks over here. Roomstock will clear it up though, and honestly it feels like Roomstock simply has way more numbers, has way more losses as well though. Look at that, Jordan 32 kills, Roomstock 19 after having 80 losses. Quite a weird spot for a paladin player to have a 124 KD against himself. The secret players, everyone pretty close in all in the population. The Finns quite behind that, and now could potentially make the go happen here. That is cleared up, so Roomstock can finally send back paladins over to the left hand side where Belize is struggling quite a bit. Nice walls here, wants to trap those paladins, but well, they're bugging out a bit. Some of them will die or at least lose some HP. Still quite an open game. I would say an advantage surely on the side for Team Secret though. Simply because the max is so far out of it. Traps with a nice position. Where can we see the next engagement? 3 castles for now for the max. Tries to go for some more wards behind this. Goes for castle number 4 on that hill. There's a lot of his farm eco here. Needs to reposition that. I actually want to see him just spam 20 farms here in the back. Would make so much sense. Roomstock axing this area, probably wants to see some reinforced walls here. Paladins are now trying to save this area. Some nice gates, I believe, blocking the paladins from sniping the traps over and over again. More pressure on the castles now from our 2 main players, but the big difference, we already have architecture for the Viper and a lot of villagers repairing here. Only 3 villagers repairing and not even masonry. At least some seconds ago now, masonry finished architecture on the tech board as well for our green main player here. But as I said, repairing against 3 traps kind of tricky, and the Viper now has the magical number of 3 traps out. So 3 villagers won't be enough for the repair here, and that means the stone is kind of in the open as well. Conquistadors kind of unstoppable. We have supremacy now. I think Inquisition might be the more important upgrade. Trying to go for some conversions here against Shadow, who has a solid 60 military though. Roomstock at 54 military, Jordan at 46, Castle did fall, kind of what we expected. Plumed Archers need to go back. We're down to 3 castles for both Mayhem players, trying to get a better positioning behind the Paladin lines here. Roomstock needs to fall back quite a bit. Hoardings for Jordan, not the most important upgrade for Frank player here, who doesn't have a lot of castles spread around. At the moment he's sitting at 2. Relic count 2 to 0 as well. Trades not perfectly set up by the Finns at the moment, seeing them at only 34. 4 traps. Shadow is hungry for more kills. Goes for monks now himself. Goes for chemistry and bracer. And he's just happy with killing all those castles. Let's take a look. The king in the castle of Roomstock, very far in the back. Do we see a big engagement here? No conversions is what I'm hearing at the moment. Traps are killing that castle here at the top, and it feels like better numbers for Tedo. At least if we look at the military count, he is 20 ahead, and I can see plenty of small bullets flying around here, but not a lot of kills. Tedo's trying to go for some shenanigans here. Conk numbers not that high. Fight at the other side, kind of neutral. The Viper is trying to find another angle. Did he break this? It feels like he did. And oh, the cut here with the onagers at that side, and now tries to go for the big trade go. Police is trying to rush out the castle. Could probably use his villagers here at the woodline, but not doing that. And now the plumed archers are moving in together with Jordan, or are they focusing down the castle? That's what it looked like for now. Max, that's a fight he cannot really win. There would be a small elevation here at that side. It feels like a pretty close one at the moment. The castle is saved. Oh boy, misclick here by Shadow. Now goes for block printing, wants to go for more monks for sure. Sanctity behind this as well. Sends more paladins at the front. Meanwhile, fight at the other side. Looks like a pretty big one. Castle will not be saved. And just buying himself some more time. Hoardings finally did block off the left-hand side go, but that's mainly because the Viper did not focus on this one. We see heavier paladin counts on the side for Roomstock. That's why he should win that engagement on the paladin front, but the Viper, I think, has more plumed archers behind this, getting another castle up as well. And Willy, as I mentioned it several times, golden stone at the front, so tricky for him to really get the numbers higher in that regard. Now we have conversion starting at that right hand side here as well. Inquisition on the way for Tedo. Roomstock not happy to see that the Max is losing all this area. Pop 150 for him, pop 150 for Roomstock as well. And this fight looks pretty even in paladin numbers now, but that's because I feel like Roomstock started with more, but the Viper now sitting at a strong 87 military. Compare that to the 74 of Willy's, not too shabby either. Now goes into the siege workshops and wants to go for some more ram defense, but look at that number of plumed archers at that beautiful single spot. Onagers, could we maybe set some kills here? No, nothing cute. The Viper with solid resources. Roomstock selling some wood and food. Gold count not as high as they want to have it. Bomber towers now for Tedo as well. Wants to fortify that area quite nicely, and well, if he just has like 5 bomber towers, some rams and all the straps, he can easily kill that. And Roomstock realizes together with his teammates, okay, this is not really winnable. The Viper's push too strong here with the traps on the other side. Tedo will just run over the Max as well. And oh boy, I think it all came down to that one petard go. Something we don't see too often, and now you saw why. The Max, it is kind of a gamble to move in there. He doesn't really know what's inside. He doesn't know how many TCs there are, where the castle is coming, how many conquistadors his opponent has. Luckily for Tedo, he was around with his conquistadors, wasn't on the other side of the map, and therefore could defend quite nicely. The Max lost his petards, lost a lot of HP on his conquistadors, and then tried to go for the committal. Then he was on the back foot, left-hand side. Well, simply did broke down because Roomstock did need to send so many paladins to defend the Max side, and this is the 1-0 lead here for Team Secret. GG, well played by them. Viper, pretty solid KD, and that's what I said earlier. For a Paladin player, 94 to 177, that's something we don't see too often. Yeah, surely we had some villager kills in there as well. But normally you want to see the Paladin player actually having an at least even KD. 100 largest army, pretty brutal play by the Viper. Trade profit not that high. Jordy, the one going there the heaviest. And do we have some sling towards the Max? Not really. Interesting. Okay. Could have really used that, but it wasn't like the other side was too stable either. And that they could have, like, given them endless amount of resources. Okay, now Spanish and Franks of the menu. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Indeed, games were played earlier today. I even thought about casting them at 1 a.m. my time, but then I felt, okay, I will be tired mid-series, then I need to drink any amount of sugar water, and wanted to do WTF after that, and then it could have gotten like 5 a.m. for me. So I decided, let's just set an alarm quite early and cast the records. I hope you enjoy it regardless. Predictions for Houseboat. Well, Mayans are a good civilization that we don't have anymore. Japanese are a good civilization that we don't have anymore. I will go for Italians. They have a solid start. Vikings could be a nice team bonus that I don't see used too much on Lombardia or clearing. So maybe they want to keep Vikings and the longboats for Frisia. Otherwise, you kind of have to take them on a houseboat. Portuguese not having too many advantages there. I think you can use that on a map where cartography could help out quite a bit as well. I think something like... but Japanese don't feel too great either, honestly. Peter! Thank you! 19 monthlies. Yeah, Chinese could be good. If you want to go super crazy, maybe Indians? Yeah, so probably saving Vikings for Frisia, going Italians, Chinese, Portuguese could be an option. Yeah. How soon will the next game start? In a minute. Finally back in Germany? Nope. Ah yeah, I wanted to update the scoreboard as well. Scores. And we have a 1-0 lead. SXT! Thanks for 7 monthlies. Nearly hi to you. Yeah, AU2 HD and all the add-ons are on sale at the moment. So if you want to buy them now, could be a good moment. You also will get a $5 discount if you own all the expansions.
Thank you for the entertainment, smiley face.
Mr. Daz, thank you so much for the, what I believe should be €5. You're very welcome. How long are you in Vegas total? 5 to 5.5 weeks. A bit of pleasure too. Hookers are too expensive here, so no pleasure. I'm a Secret versus Brazucas game. What happened there? Brazucas did Brazuca scheduling and Roboli finally gave them an admin win. The scheduling has been horrendous for months. Yeah. You got an AU2D beta key? Yes. But I won't use it before I'm back in Germany. Okay, let's jump into Houseboat, shall we? And yeah, I have no idea how this game works in Civilizations. But that's why I'm here and they are there. Right, let's jump into Houseboaty. 1-0 lead for Team Secret. Nothing lost so far. I think I want to go 75 speed. That sounds quite reasonable. We have the flank player, Valise Britons. The pocket is the max Chinese. So that makes a lot of sense. And Italians for Roomstock should be a good start. Italians for the Viper as well. We have Mr. Jordan back at it again, playing the Portuguese here. I won't be too surprised if we see some slinging on this map as well. And Tedo is playing the Chinese, so it will be Portuguese used by Team Secret and Britons used by Belize here for Suomi in exchange. And I did play the 1v1 stage, as some of you might know, and I did some training against Rubenstock. And well, I just got smashed pretty heavily. He has a good idea of how to build this one up and can play some quite early uptimes here. Let's see if he wants to use that, if he wants to go for the aggressive dock against the Viper and how he defends that. You start house with the regular Civ and there's Shawfish close, so Chinese makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I did say Chinese is a very good choice. I simply didn't have Britons. And since Belize is the one I'm having the racks of, / Robo did send them to me from Belize's point of view, I only saw Britons first. And that was a civilization I didn't have on my imaginary list. So, yeah. That's why I was a bit disappointed in my prediction skills and knowledge overall. I predict Tedo will be the MVP in this game. Very likely. What's wrong? What's wrong with the map? There's nothing wrong. You just start on a small island. You have a house and you have a boat. And that's why they call it houseboat. Right? Right? Right. Okay. Let's enjoy the beauty of Dark Age cartography and see what we're scouting, what map vision we have. You can go for some kind of team wall, although this area looks kind of big between them. Maybe Jordan and Tedo can team wall themselves and then Jordan slings Tedo into some night aggression. Could be an option for sure. This map seems really, really fun. Or funny. It is an enjoyable one, yeah. It comes down a lot to build orders, which kind of kills a bit of the hype. I think there was a super sick game. I'm trying to remember it. I think it was Tyrant against another top team. I don't want to say SY. Maybe it was Naps in War's Coming, where the Viper completely died, was down to like pop 15, and Tyrant did a 2.5 hour comeback. The Viper was Spanish. That was still AOC, obviously. And like did elite cannon galleons in 4 different ponds. That was such a sick game. Still remember it, but I don't really know who they played against. Sometimes you only remember the story being told from the winners, right? That's how history is created. Want to see this game? Yeah, now I kind of want to rewatch this game as well. Whereas Doubt didn't see him for a while. Well, still in Serbia. He did stream the other day, so he's still alive. The games were scheduled for 8 a.m. Not your typical Doubt time, right? Oh, not 8 a.m. It's 10 a.m. for him. Or is he? Is he GMT plus 3? He might be GMT plus 3, right? So it's 11 a.m. for him. Could have been a doable time. But, well, for Jordan, that's like 10 a.m. is like 4 hours after he wakes up. So he can do his workouts, do some photo shoots with his beautiful teeth, can play some basketball, can watch some old recorded games when he used to be good, and then he still has 3 hours before 10 a.m. match starts, so yeah, perfect time for him, kind of. Okay, 5 players up to feudal age. Seems like Jordan will take his time quite a bit. 300 food for him, goes for the second lumber camp in the back. And, well, that at least indicates that he's not going for anything feudal agey. And, oh boy, what did I say? Roomstock with the aggression here, and he has the 1 second earlier uptime with one more villager. I did tell you, he is a guy who knows his build orders and will take this fight maybe a bit better. Tato's late as well. You can see all the Finns with pretty solid timings. And look at that. Oh god, saving his scout here. Oh god, no! Look at the debate! Look at the debate! Oh boy, was that beautiful. Getting the scout inside of the transporter, and once Roomstock attacks the transporter, surprise! Ungarrisoning and having the first hit there. What a beautiful play. But Roomstock will stay aggressive here. The Viper, though, with the defense here, fire galleys, can obviously repair a bit easier and has some errors with his TC. So should be kind of fine with this. Also, the fishing ships and the transporter can tank a bit. In the long run, the Viper should win this one, but still, just having the aggression at the other side might be quite nice. Veliz now trying to go for the defense. We have 4 aggressive villagers here by Mr. Tato, something I didn't really expect. And let's take a look. A galley obviously not too great compared to the fire galley option that Tato is going for. There's quite a lot of HP, but sends his villagers back. Second dock now by Veliz, and he will defend this quite easily as well. Meanwhile, we have the Max going into the pond of Jordan, who's going for double dock defense here as well. And that could be quite annoying. Jordan was quite late, didn't really expect that. Had his scout over at the other side, and now has some pressure against him. Lots of idle villagers here. 6 not doing anything at the moment, except getting some arrows out. Transporter losing quite a lot of HP, but saved here last second by Jordan. The repair is fast enough and repairs the fishing ship as well. Let's take a look. Second fire galley here to get the kill, and now Jordan is out. 110 HP on those fire galleys, so kind of, yeah, using the advantage here quite nicely. Also having 6 more HP on the fishing ship. But the Maxi's losing quite a bit under that TC fire. Something I don't like too much. That means Jordan is actually using his villagers at the moment. Otherwise, they could have been idle for quite a bit. And Jordan is holding this. I think that was a screw up by the Max. Not really sure what he was up to. Meanwhile, we have Roomstock staying annoying here. Tato is getting shut down, but did send his villagers back. Oh, that looks like Veliz does not have the vision. Oh boy, that's so close. And that is unfortunate for him, for sure. The galley could have been around and prevented that quite nicely. But look at that, perfect timing to ungarrison as well. Now the tower is helping out in that fight, and oh boy, Veliz in some trouble for sure. Meanwhile, we have some shenanigans here. What a wild game here. I'm missing so much. Sorry for that. Do we have a redock here at the other side by the Viper? Yes, but that's instantly stopped. Oh boy, what a wild game. And well, I did predict the sling, but it will be off for quite some time. For sure, some shenanigans here. Tato not really reacting in time. Quite untypical for him that he's not really caring about that. Is still on stone, not on gold if he loses that villager, and he most likely will. Going down to 0 HP on that one. Some repairs here at the front, and Tato, how much gold does he still have left in the bank? 30 gold. Cannot really produce, and this is an ugly spot for him. Cannot really repair either. They want to go for some team war shenanigans. Won't really happen. Demo production now even happening here on the pond, and what a beautiful game here. And that's something that I have to say, probably one of the best things of ECL is the diversity of civilizations and maps, together with diversity between 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4, right? How many houseboat 3v3s with those civilizations did we ever see? Probably none. How many of those will we see? Probably none. And that just makes it so special. Preparation is so important, team strategies are so important, and that's what I love so much about ECL. Here, yeah. I'm not sure how many games of Age of Empires I watched. I watched some demos. Oh no. Okay, wasn't the sickest connection. I probably watched, wow, how many Age of Empires games did I watch in my life? Let's say 3,000. Just a rough guess. And yeah, ECL always was so refreshing with their settings. Kudos to them. Jordan is on secret now. Yeah, he joined last week. Last second edition. They needed a strong player to support them. Came as a surprise to everyone that Jordan suddenly became a secret player. Okay, demo hit. Okay, not the sickest one. Maybe another demo now could have been nice. Everything is very clumped up. Looks like I was too skeptical about this map. It's really fun. Indeed it is. But also, it is kind of a one-game sample size, right? If we play this with at Y and they instantly have their team walls up, having scouts patrolling in front of their shoreline, then we say, oh, it's just always team wall boom into trade into late game map and the pawns aren't really adding anything. But with this craziness and with how Suomi really forced the pressure onto their opponents, it became really interesting. But now it feels like pawns kind of stabilized, right? At least Jordans, the Vipers are kind of safe. It seems like Roomstock is stabilizing as well. There never was any pressure on the max. So maybe right hand side the only one that isn't 100% secured yet. Tower helps out so much by Tedo. He probably went into that gold now as well. Builds another tower here. Kind of interesting. People now getting onto the way to Castle Age. Even Valise. So nice job there. Tedo, the latest one. Look at that. 140 gold by him. Oh boy, he's completely out of that. 43 villagers, so is leading in that regard. But simply having 4 aggressive villagers, now going for the 4 stock here and continues with some aggression. Just means that he obviously will be delayed quite a bit. Goes for the walls. We have the big team walls now, but only with palisade walls. Not too sure how much that will really count if anyone is trying to go for any castle age aggression. Demo connection wasn't great. I think that was even the delete, right? The demo had 40 HP and wasn't really connecting with anything. Roomstock trying to save the fire galley, but didn't really happen. I think now the pawns are finally safe in that regard, or that side here. Felice stays active. Could go for some more galley snipes. No. Should get cleared up here, especially if he tries to go for the right hand or for the move through. And well, that's the problem with galleys, right? They are pretty poor if you want to use them for immediate fighting. They are pretty beautiful if you control the pond at one point. But you kind of have to overproduce fire galleys and then go into galleys, which makes it a bit tougher. Split now against the demo. Let's take a look. Some damage against that. Tedo, is he taking this? Oh yeah, that was a kill. Only took minimal damage. The tower just continues to do damage. Obviously not the sickest damage output ever, but still helps and something you don't need to micro. Release now with War Galley, probably the first one. Roomstock did clear this one up. No, yeah, he did. The Viper did clear this one up at the other side. Finally, the Villager died. Horse color for Roomstock as well as Bosaw. We'll go into some more farms. Oh, and now the tower is staying annoying against those fishing ships. Over here. Tedo will stay in fuel age, and now this gets tricky, right? Transporter could die, and I think this could be a spot where we see Tedo going up to Castle Age and then deleting his TC. We'll lose the transporter. No chance in saving that one. Fire Galley is now going down, and now this is the spot where we could see the switch into War Galleys here for Valise. Villagers saved, and I believe... Why is he not clicking up to Castle Age, Tedo? Uh-oh, was missing the blacksmith. And now can click up here. Pretty damn late though. All other players already up here. And Tedo goes for the third dock. Wants to keep his pawn no matter what. Whew. The Finns with a better boom. And some butter booms. Kadoom. Sneak on top. Uh-oh, that's what I have you for. That's going to be tricky. Knights here, and this is the spot where a sling could be so good. Let's take a look. Do we have a sling rolling in? Not yet. I think this could be a really reasonable spot for a sling. Roomstock, he has 3 TCs working for himself. Vilise going for 3 TCs as well. He won't be doing too much as a Britain player. Now the Knight Raid could come in. Monastery defense here by the Snake. Only 1. Jordan, he has a stable to defend as well. Now goes for a second stable. What will those knights be able to accomplish? Siege Workshop could be something that makes a lot of sense here for the max. Maybe a monastery after that as well. Now it tries to commit again, but again running into 2 TCs. But this time he will find some more vehicles, or will he? Looks like only 1 for now. Not even 1 will get 1, but loses 1 knight in exchange to that. Viper scares him away. Better eco as well. Next go on water. Tato will get to Castle Age. Maybe some more demo connections could be good for him. Now attacking the TC. Oh, and the demo wasted on the dock here. What are we seeing next? Villager needs to be walled. I think Monastery will be the next step here. The max, that's the big problem of the Knights, right? Not a lot of vision. Didn't see the TC at the top. Sees the solid defense here. Sees that... Or maybe actually the right hand side could do something. Indeed, Monastery now. The Mangonel for some aggression. I think the Viper should be fine. Double Monk defense here. Let's take a look. First conversion and second conversion. And I think, did he save both Monks here? Did save both Monks. That means not a lot of space under the TC though. But third Monk coming out and the max. I think that's not the damage he was looking for. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but now needs to go back. Ugh. Not the prettiest thing ever. Even eats the third conversion here. And they will defend this eventually. I'm pretty sure about that. But it is the full distraction here for Jordan. Oh. And it will be the full distraction here for Jordan and for the Viper. Meaning that Roomstock's boom should be way better than the Vipers. Overall, villager count is pretty brutal. Look at that. Lowest 64, highest 59. Demo connection, pretty solid here at that side. Viper now goes for gill nets. Does not have that many fishing ships. Some solid fish traps here by the max. No connection here. Release. Maybe some more demos could be nice. Tato did win his pond. Really surprising to me. Tato tries to make life easy on himself. Deleted the starting TC. So that if he goes for HCC, he doesn't queue up more villagers here, doesn't have a transporter, so could make it a bit tricky, and they could have been raided over and over again as well. Let's take a look, an update here on that aggression. Oh boy, this could be a good hit indeed. Gets 2 monks, can he get more? And he gets no splash damage against the other one, but did snag 2 and forces them back. And as you can see, the Viper even deleting those farms here at the front. Has solid resources to maybe click up at some point. Goes for favor in that spot. Or fervor. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Nikov with the raid. Hello. Some conversions now here. And another deletion. Jordan now goes on to the pikeman defense. Roomstock. I'm expecting a Monko and maybe... What do you think about condos, guys? What do you think about condos? I think it could be a good option. I also think it could have been a good option to sling our Chinese player here. But he goes for quadruple stable. Oh no, it's quintuple stable. What's the next step of Roomstock? Okay, he goes for the Obelisco. Kind of an okayish move as well. And the Viper, he will be super... trapped here as well. The max from the top stays active here. Now rooms are coming from down below. Meanwhile, Tedo and Belize are kind of playing their 1v1. Belize will get up to Imperial Age. Is securing another corner for his team. That will be 3 corners against 1 corner. Oh, actually, like, at the moment, it's 0 corners to kind of 3.5 corners. Snacks another monk. Stays annoying. Pikeman count rising. I believe they will win that fight eventually here. The secrets, if they want to take it. Unless we have the greatest Mangonel connections. That one missed completely. Knights are going back. Mangonel shots. Number 1 is okay-ish. Now some conversions here at the side. Another shot misses. Not the greatest conversions here for sure. And left-hand side now trying to connect. Seems like he will get some conversions here. That should be pretty easy for the Viper. Gets 3 conversions, but will lose all his monks. Meanwhile, the pikemen did all go down. Oh boy, what upgrades do they have? 1, 2 against the 2-2 knights with the bloodlines here. The Mangonel connection maybe was good enough after all. Some monks therefore converting / healing as well. And that was a pretty good fight for the Max. Not because he ends the game with this, but because he buys so much time for Roomstock now to come over, and he is smashing the Viper quite nicely. I think this is looking pretty damn sexy here for the Finns. Suomi going for it. Opponent 60 for the Max, and he is going for the kill against that TC. Lost quite a lot of HP against the Mangonel earlier. Now 2 Rams connecting with that pretty soon as well. Only 5 villagers in there, sending more over. Pike numbers are not high enough, and they know they have no chance of ever stopping Roomstock here. The Belize probably could have done a lot against Tedo as well, although both were up to Imperial Age. What a sneaky move here by the Max, and the Finns just making it a crazy, crazy game. Beautiful team communication there, and they did that without Portuguese abuse with their early cartography. So nice play by them, nice communication, and annoying play for sure. Everyone trying to go for the sneaky dog. Jordan with this late time had some problems, but did defend in the end. Roomstock and the Viper made it a crazy game as well. And guys, we have a series on our hands, now down to basically a best of 5. Let's take a look at best of 3. Let's take a look at the achievement. No Lord, no win. Well, I'm not sure how game 1 worked then. Jordan not with the greatest KD, but that's obviously mainly due to the last big fight here against the Max, who had his knight numbers quite nice and high, and then took an overwhelming engagement. Still surprised that we didn't see a sling. I think a sling onto the Max could have made sense there, especially from Belize and potentially from Roomstock. I think there might have been an option that the long-term plan was Jordan slinging Tedo. At least how Jordan played it, he was not going for a lot of field age aggression. As we see, he is way slower there. They needed to switch strategies simply to not lose his pawn too quickly. And yeah, therefore we did see a non-sling game. Okay, we are now out of Italian. Civilization still left. Portuguese for Suomi, and Britain still left for Team Secret. 2 quite nice games. The Max is on another level once again. Honestly, sneaking behind opponent or enemy lines, building knights and rams, and they don't scout it. That's something most 2.1Ks can get. But getting that sneaky villager and hiding them, that one. That's something that easy, either brilliant by the Max or sloppy scouting by Jordan. Hey, is this live? The stream, yes. Commentary is 1 week old, games 9 hours old. Schere number 1. Hey yo. Let me blow my nose. Not sure. I woke up with a small cold. Just, it's so weird. Like 42 degrees outside, 18 degrees inside. Gonna hate Vegas. How about booming behind that? That's a reasonable argument. That's what he did way better than the others. But also, on the other side, he was the only guy who had an uncontested lake, right? All 5 other players had to fight on their lake and were fighting at other lakes, except Jordan, who only fought at his lake. And the Max, how much did he have? Like 15 fish traps there, uncontested? Makes it kind of easy to go into multi-season. America problems in the summer. You go outside in shorts and t-shirts, then go indoors and it's cool to pants and sweater. That's true. Is Brazuca still a team? Were there ever a team? Okay, now Frisia. I'm expecting Vikings. I'm expecting either Berbers or Magyars. I think Magyars could be good because Berbers are pretty solid on Lombardia. Celts could be pretty good as well. Oh, score. Okay. Thanks. Okay, then let's jump into Frisia game number 3. Pretty soon. No betting on this channel. I hate gambling addicts and everything that's related to gambling. So, nothing here. Perfect balance, yeah. The hypecaster I am, I have to say, it could not get closer after 2 games. Score is 1-1. Soundtracks of Age of Empires, no matter what game, are so good. 1, 2, 3, AOM as well. Yeah. I understand. I hope you never go to cities like Vegas. Oopsie. Oopsie. Okay, let's jump into Frisia, game number 3. And we are looking into Zupi Portuguese. We have Vikings for the least. And far off from them, the Max playing Mongols. This is a map where we don't have berries, but we have 8 deer and 3 boars. And a lot of water on the outside, as you can see. And with pretty solid fish here, as you can see over in that area, for example. And the main islands are connected by shore water. Woodline, kind of underwhelming for the Max. This one here in the back, and then he has to go for this big one at the front. Pretty much unwallable for him here at all the front areas, though. On the other side, we have Berbers for Mr. Jordi, so not saving that for Lombardia. Mongols for Tedo, trying to abuse that hunt, and the Viper is playing Vikings. Long-term strategy could be longboats here, and the Viper honestly has a pretty easy wallable map. Gold control will be somewhat tricky, but that could be something he could go for. Maybe drush into longboats could be an option and get a lot of map control with that, or maybe start off with crossbowmen and later go on for water. How does your poker face look like? I can show you pictures of me at the table after this game. Did we congratulate Dowd on his second kid? Why would you congratulate him? Like, didn't his wife do all the work? We could congratulate him for having sex a second time. But I did that 10 months ago. He sent me a WhatsApp message. Nearly had sex the second time and we went wild. We have a group chat. And yeah, so that was a pretty sweet moment for us. But birth itself, meh. Not really getting excited over that. Everyone obviously docking. We see Velise going for the very back dock here. Could be a bit late if you ask me. 92 wood in the bank already. And the Viper's going for the back dock as well. So kind of the slow approach here, which makes sense because in the middle you have very poor fish. This is actually even better than normally. So have to dock on the outside. Curious to see what we will see from the play. 6 on wood here by Jordan. Interesting. And that looks like a 7th one. Is that fast castle, or is he just benefiting enough from all the boards that he can still play a reasonable uptime? Because the max, as we can see, he will play pop 20. Yeah, it's not pop 12 scouts, but pop 20 scouts is kind of okay-ish as well, if you ask me. And that's even including a fishing ship. So now goes for pop 21. Some damage dealt here by the snake. Jordan, oops. The max a bit greedy. Tato plays a pop 21 as well with 2 fishing ships, so that's basically pop 19 for him. And solid eco behind that. Tricky spots to come. Do you think it's good or bad for Secret that Jordan spawns separately? You always have one player spawning separately. And I think you don't want to have the Viking player spawn away. So yeah. It could be either Shadow or Jordan. I think the Mongols player could be a bit better to spawn away, but I think it will be fine. And if you ask for like Jordan's skill, like can he survive although he is alone? Yeah, that won't really be the issue, I believe. Is Jordan playing fast castle here? Oh, no, he's clicking up now, right? But that's a lot of walls. Don't tell me this is a sling. Not going for the deer as well. Did not really push that. Did scout that front area. Now knows that the max is already up to fuel age. And he abandons his deer. Interesting move. The max? What is... Am I missing something? Oh. The max is not going for scouts, guys. He is going for fire galleys. Interesting move. Okay. And Zuppi is going for the stable now. While Velise, with only 1 dog, is going for archers. Okay, so a bit of a switcheroo here. The Viper is probably going for archers as well. Tato, he is... What? Don't tell me. Instant blacksmith. Instant forging by him. This is, guys, this will be a sling. Goes on to gold now as well. He cannot afford a blacksmith and going on to gold. Yeah, this will be a sling by Jordan. Is trying. What is this villager up to? Okay, wants to go to the outside. But this will be tricky. So water control will be on the side of the Finns. Sneaking. Oh, galleys even. Instant galleys. I think you should start with a fire galley. That's a bit surprising to me. Okay. Interesting. Zuppi, the Portuguese player going for scouts. Not your ideal scenario if you can design something before the game starts. Oh, nice quick walls here. We need to see someone between here as well, yeah. And Zuppi. Okay, that was a solid defense. Look at how he moved to scout only 1 tile. That felt so ballsy. Okay, 3rd dog now here. And Jordan does not want to let the wolves in. And 3rd wall here. What is he? Oh man. Jordan. Okay. Saves. Does he? Okay. Saves the villager for now. Galley move now in the back. Fire galley production did start. Viper not really able to defend that. Goes for the archery ranges as we expected. And Tato sitting at 400 food, 50 gold. Where is the market of Jordan? Does not have a mill! Jordan does not have a mill! Oh god. And he locked his gate. Villagers are idle. Oh god! I didn't bring my sound files, but... Wop, 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 wop. Still no mill. Still no sling. Endless amount of resources. Oh boy. Okay, Jordan, he's going for water play now. But look at his resources in the bank. TC was idle for a small moment. Tato now goes for bloodlines. Team wall finished between the Viper and Tato, but, well, Tato's still very open at the side. The Max will keep that open. The demo could connect. No fletching so far for the Max. Now goes on to triple deer, because one deer is not enough. Triple deer, because one deer is not enough. Archer defense now for Willis, together with the scouts of Zuppy. Tato stays active. +1 attack and bloodlines. Looks pretty scary here, I have to say. Viper now with its archers over as well. Tato goes for the +1 defense. Zuppy not really having any advantages going scouts, being the Portuguese player. And not getting any upgrades on those. Let's take a look at his resources. Very much at the limit. A bit surprised by that. +1 defense for him. Archers. Let's take a look how much damage they can do. Willis and the Viper both looking to get the +1 defense now. Galleys should probably do something against Jordan, who... Okay, wants to go Castle Age. So no sling there. Misread by me. Just felt so weird with the timings. Okay. Viper and Tato now trying to find another target. That is the Max. Didn't go for his third boar. Still, oh, upgrade from triple deer to quadruple deer. Jordan is up. The Max sitting at 500 food will be up at the will be open at the top here. Let's see if we will catch that in time. Jordan takes a full volley of those fire galleys, which account pretty even for everyone, but makes sense. We don't have too many kills, I wanted to say, but the Max up to 10 here. Fishing ship count 18 compared to 6. The Viper still has 2. Tato completely out of it. Jordan, some at the side aisle here. We'll lose some more, but we'll have a solid castle age timing. The Max still couldn't click up, although he has the buildings. Kind of a sloppy mistake here. Now the villagers inside could be an option. Goes for another dog. Fishing ship count not that high for him. Needs to evacuate a bit here as well. The Viper, oh boy, he's overextending a bit here. Let's take a look. Shouldn't really get a kill against that gold here. Will eat some volleys, but shouldn't have too many losses. Well, some HP loss for sure. Maybe the scouts can get in front, and they have +1 defense and bloodlines. So here they could take the beautiful engagement. Oh boy. The Viper will lose all his scouts, and he overextended for sure. Tato completely out of position. And that was uncharacteristic poor team play by Team Secret. Tato did go at the house, and the Viper did go off the north of that wood line here, and now a nice advantage for sure. Look at those KD, 13-0, 9-2, 5-5. On the other side, Jordan still lacking a single kill. 1 for Tato at the moment. Some shenanigans here. The Max has a lot of galleys that will perform pretty nicely against the army of Jordan, but he's now switching into war galleys as well. Oh boy, Jordan, that's an important move, that he raids the fish of the 2 top players here from Finland. And that's tricky to defend for Willis. He cannot build a single fire galley here. Maybe he goes for a longboat. Oh, it's only 7 HP. But to click that and realize that, kind of a tricky move. Tato will get Castle Age any second. But that will be broken, right? Let's take a look. Scouts could do a lot. Light Cav Tech has a second stable, goes for the TC now. But that's a lot of army. The Viper is coming from the right-hand side. Let's take a look. Are they trying to break the Viper? Probably not. Tato, I think he needs to do like a house here, could help. Otherwise, we could see some villagers dying. Uh-oh. Tato with a bit of an underreaction, but not too many kills on those. It's now going back, and that will be only 1 dead villager. Some board time against the TCs. Lightcap still having a lot of HP though. And it just feels like Zuppy doesn't have enough scouts, trying to focus down all the archers before they become crossmen with Botkin arrow here against the Viper, and they're doing an okay job here. And well, the Viper is trying to save his army. Lightcav are cleaning house. Zuppy is now going back with his scouts. Knows he won't be doing much. Jordan kind of winning the water control here. We have a big flock from the max coming at the side though, who is up to 3 TCs. Villager counts between 38 and 43, so very even in that regard. Fishing ship count going down for everyone basically. Jordan stays annoying over here. Will have the faster war galleys. Quite a nice thing for him, and I said it several times, I would not be surprised if one day everyone realizes Berbers is the best water civilization simply because you can micro so much better with a faster 10%. Simple villagers always targeting different deal. Let's hope 4DE fixing it. I don't think so. Oh, did I hear a boar? Oh, your typical 24-minute boar timing here by the max. I like it. And now the go against the top Finnish player here. Won't lose a villager to that, but could lose a villager here. Let's take a look. It seems like they axed it before. Where's the army coming? Oh, that is open. That will be some dead villagers. Light cav right from the left-hand side. Crossman from the right-hand side. And that will be some dead villagers for sure. That was at least 5-6 going down. And even deleted the lumber camp behind this. And now diving in deep here. The secrets, they have shown that they can get some kills, and the Max, he was hungry for some kills, did dive under TCs in a previous game, but it seems like it is paying off a bit better for Secret this time. Sniping villagers under the TC, they have a lot of food in their hands as well on the board here, and look at that! Oh boy, sniping like 5-6 villagers under there, and suddenly he's down to 24 villagers! Just a second ago, everyone was within 2 or 3, and oh boy, that was so rough for him. Now getting cleared up here, still getting raided at that side, and that was heavy losses here for the Max. He is down to pop 41. The lowest, sadly, is in his team with 64. On the other side, everyone above 70. Night production of Tato continues, and well, having the water control is just so good on this map. And now a big raid over here. Lightcav could help out here by Zuppy, trying to win this fight in that regard. Jordan tries to reposition himself just completely on the water, not on the shore water, so that the Lightcav cannot join the party. Demo going down here at the top. Zuppy with the solid night numbers. Release could come over as well. They kind of lost track of that army. Will clear it up eventually, but the boom of the secrets should just be so much better behind that. Okay, let's take a look. Can they return the favor and get some damage done against Jordan? Doesn't look like it for now. Jordan walling behind this bowsaw for him, and yeah, we have the clear up at the top here. Yeah, it looks like it. Knight simply too strong here. Bloodlines +1/+2. And numbers weren't that high. Crossmen are now coming from behind to close this one up for 100%. But Zuppy could have done it as well. Villager counts 30, 53. Let's say roughly 145. Compare that to the 190 of Team Secret. So huge advantage there. Crossman even getting another kill, trying to stay annoying. Belize is up to Imperial Age though. That means Vikings and Arbalest most likely. Let's take a look. How far is the Viper? He will just follow. Solid 50 seconds behind that or something. Is he missing a second building? Yes, he was. And indeed, timing 49 seconds behind that. And, well, how can Belize pass that area? Jordan could easily send some war galleys and block all this. The Viper will get onto Arbalest pretty soon as well. Villager count only 6 higher for him. But I think it should be Jordan actually dominating this one. Has the water control. Let's take a look. Hill control here as well. And now Tato, he knows what's up. He knows, wouldn't that be a good spot to have some demos out? And he's building some docks in between there. War Galley's now coming from behind, and that's a hill Velise can never control. He is going back here. Did they have the vision over that area? Maybe Velise just knows what's up. War Galley should get some snipes in. Gets the first one. Gets not the second one. But Knights are now going down. That means the complete hold off till we get Imperial Age here as well. So Tato, he is switching into Mango Dice. Stable's completely idle. Mango Dice makes a lot of sense. Berberus can stay on Galleons for quite some time. What's the plan of the other players? The Max trying to get onto villages again. Is he staying on water? Goes for some War Galleys. Not the prettiest thing ever. Oh boy, Zuppy. He is still going full Knights. And he doesn't have sick numbers. Look at that, 18 military only for him. Now with the Arbalest support, but I think going Imperial Age might be the better choice. They want to do a lot of damage now in Castle Age. But how will they be able to do damage with all those War Galleys blocking this area off? The Viper now going for Thumbring to control this area. Going back a bit further. Just getting all the upgrades. The Max now starting to sling Velise. Makes some sense. Okay, massive amount of ramps and an aggressive castle could be the option. Where do we want to have the castle? Is it over here or is it over at the side of the Viper? The Viper side means you could easily get trapped down. That's why I think a castle maybe over here could be the better choice. The villagers are walking back now though. Interesting. Arbalest doing their job from distance because all the War Galleys are left alone. Another attack into the base of the Max. How many villages will he lose this time? Looks like at least 3 are going down. Arbalest can actually kill the TC there with a range, even if you don't have Marians. Knights are coming over, Arbalest staying active, and now the Ram go. Castle could have been a bit more aggressive if you ask me. Rams are now soaking quite a bit, but if you don't have Arbalest around, that's not the worst thing. Uh-oh, sniping that poor monk most likely. And now the go in the back here. Tato, he's going for mainly demos. Maybe some traps, maybe some siege. And the monk did get sniped down. Feels bad, man. John, up on the way to Imperial Age. The Max is sitting at 100 food, 30 gold. So that will be galleons quite early compared to the timing the Max will have to offer. First demo sniped, that kind of telegraphs the info now to release. Okay, you have to be scared at all times of those potentially coming over. Tato. Okay, banking up some resources. Is going for a solid boom behind this. 106 villagers. Not having a lot of siege. Can Velise maybe make this happen? Oh yeah, I forgot the Max is slinging Velise. So yeah, no water control from him ever in this game. Now some raids in the back here. Zuppy needed to go back and he's still sitting at no resources to go up to Imperial Age. TCs are running, good for him. But night production, is that really what he needs against the Arbalest? Could maybe go for some demos as well. A demo raft, that's a good start. Maybe a demo from Velise as well. Tato taking a poor fight alone here, not the greatest team communication. The Viper, he is getting onto the mainland, that's good for him. But that was not the greatest fight for them. Maybe some longboats could be added. Zuppy only now goes for wheelbarrow. And all his knights are getting sniped now. Arbalest still around here. Defensive castle. And yeah, they realize the Max is just too far out of it. We still have Zuppy in Castle Age. Tato is going for the Onage attack. And once we have Onagers out, all the War Galleys here as well. There's no chance that Velise does anything. Population there so far behind. One big raid against the Max kind of finished off the job. The Max also went for galleys quite early in a spot where he could have still done a lot with fire galleys, especially because Jordan was so late. Quite a weird play by him. I still don't know what the initial plan was and if they changed strategies or if it was just a weird build-up by Jordan. But, well, he looked pretty brilliant there because he did wall himself quite nicely. While the Max, oh boy, one over chop can decide a game on that high level. And the Viper and Tedo just punish this so heavily. Rotten Jolly, hey! Gonna cast some more ECL. Actually, this is the last game in the regular season. So I will be around for the finals in Manchester. But I won't be casting any more ECL on my channel. Sorry. John is back. 2-1 for them. Okay, civilizations. We are now out of Vikings for both. We are out of Berbers for Secret. That means Suomi still has them. And Suomi took Portuguese. And now I'm a bit confused. Vikings? Mongols? I made a mistake here, guys. So Secret still... No. That's Suomi. Yeah. Now I'm fine again. Suomi still can pick Berbers. And Secret can still pick Britons. That makes sense. Yeah. Tedo was demos. Could have been a beautiful connection there, right? Could have been beautiful. The Max was slinging indeed. Missed the first 3 games, worth rewatching. If you like random aggression all over everywhere, Game 2 might be good for you. Regicide Fortress was okay-ish, I would say. And Frisia, you don't have to rewatch. Is what it was what you think was caused the dead bodies in front of hyperspace? I don't get that question. And I didn't see the bodies. Good to see you, Nilly. Thanks, Freeland. Hey, yo, Flo. So, Lombardia. I think it should be Britons for Secret. Together with... Oh, God. Ooh. Are you allowed to talk anything about the new poker variant? Nope. It will be streamed later this year and then we can talk about it. How's Vegas been so far? Will never be my favorite city. Okay, civilizations. I think Magyars could be good. I think Berbers could be good for Suomi. So we need an archer civilization for Suomi. So I will go for Ethiopian. Berber Celt for Suomi. And Secret will go for... Britons? I will say... Oh no, Celts is for clearing. My bad. I will take that back. So maybe... Slav? No. So Berber? Yeah. Tricky. So we want to have Celts for clearing. So we will go for Magyars either way. So we'll be Berber, Magyar, Ethiopian. And Britain, Magyar, and And then Secret can decide what they want to go for. Slavs, maybe? Slav, maybe for clearing, yeah. Yeah, I only brought the orange shirt for this very day. I didn't wear it before today. I'm pretty happy that I did that. Spoiler alert, Suomi 130. If you posted that before game 1, you would have been banned. Now this is still not funny. I forgot about one civilization. Show your shirt in the cam, please. I am showing it in the cam. This is the cam, and this is the shirt. So showing it in the cam. Maybe I'm confused. Okay, let's jump into game number 4. Lombardia here. And we are looking into 3 people spawning very close together. Team ball is absolutely an option. Having the Magyars and Berber choice, kind of what we expected. Zupi Magyars, the Mags, Indians, and Berbers for Belize. Pocket position is not really important in this one. Tedo is playing the Britons. We have Indians for the Viper, and Jordan is playing Magyars. So at least the first 4 games without Lord Doubt here. Kind of interesting. And let's see what will happen in there. That looks like a team wall for sure. Look at how they're axing. That's going to be a team wall. But a tricky one for Zupi, I believe. And we have to question the choice here. This looks like 3 times cavalry. If it is not for Magyar CA or Berber Camel Archer. So it feels to me that camels should just be really good against anything in this game. I mean, against what Suomi has to offer here. Let's see, Tedo will probably go for crossbowmen, then some camels, Jordan maybe, maybe a sling, maybe knights in Castle Age. Maybe he just starts off with scouts, Tedo with archers, and we have a camel Castle Age play from the Viper. Could surely be an option as well. The Viper building his mill 1 tile away. I think in this case to squeeze in some more farms here or to unblock his gold. Quite an early / late boar when the cow still has 120 food. And double berries here. A lot of access just to communicate what are my resources, what are your resources. And also where do we want to team wall is seeing the boy here at the bottom, Mr. the Max. Some pushing of the deer. You saw Belize instantly focusing on those trees so that he will stay a bit more efficient here. Lovely play. When was this played? 9 hours ago. Doubt became a dad. He didn't play. Jordan is a dad as well. Memph is a dad as well in this cast. Explain that to me. I like Memph's post on the day he's getting threats. Implied that Doubt had 2 babies born today. Okay. Is that so? I will read that. Or maybe link it in the chat or something. I think I don't allow links, right? Okay, still a lot of axing going on. Jordan and the Max now both doing loom, kind of indicating that they will go for scouts. Bit interesting. Okay. I would have thought Zuppy is the one going for scouts, but it is the Max. And yeah, very likely that Valise with all those big walls will go on to Camel Archers here. Stone it up. The Viper goes for scouts as well as Jordan and Zuppy. So it will be quadruple scouts into 2 players. Oh, what is this? Oh, Boarsling against Cowsling. Look at that. The Viper is taking the 3rd boar of Taro, while he is getting extra cows sent over. Lovely play. And yeah, John and Taro are both going for the walls, as well as the Viper, so all makes sense. Taro actually with a weird villager here. I think this should be the wall for the Viper. Okay, now rushing those walls out quite a bit. Bit scared there, apparently. The question is, what will Taro do? That's a lot of farms early on. Love that team play. Why did Viper loom so early? Well, before going up to feudal age. There's a villager on the outside, right? Here, this one at the front. Didn't want to get snagged by a random villager, random scouts. Those are... Whew. Tyrant Acropolis walls. They will control a lot of area, but we'll need to finish those as well. Uh-oh, I smell some fail potential. Hoffe, cheers. 15-month flying in. And Zuppy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Expecting the team walls, and you can see the Viper, no clue about that. Jordan, no clue about that. Taro, no clue about that, didn't even scout that area. And I even predicted that those walls will fail, but they will even double fail. Because, oh god, that is going to be some tricky play. And honestly, I think archers would be a better sneak than scouts. Because with archers you can really kill someone. It's trickier to wall against that. It's trickier to clear up. But scouts, obviously, you can use the mobility and can hit all 3 players pretty quickly, one after another. You can see Zuppy, they're still trying to get those walls up. Camel archers will be the natural transition. Taro is with 4 on gold, so that will just simply be crossbowman by him. At least that's what it's looking like. Builds the barracks at the front. Viper takes the hits here against the Max. 3 hits without any return. 4 hits, 5 hits. What is the Max bugging out here? Oh boy, losing a full scout there. Oy, 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 oy. How many scouts do you wait for now? This is so tricky. Do you wait for 4? Do you wait for 6? Okay, John walled all this off, and he gives the confirmation. Guys! I didn't let any scouts in. We are safe. You can boom. You don't have to loom. You don't have to build army. It's all good in the hood here. And, well, let's take a look. Zuppy, what did he scout? He knows about that wood line. Moves out with 4 scouts. If only his eco was a bit better. And he could have gone up to like 6 or 7 or something. Okay, let's take a look. The Viper still doesn't see it. Whew, the calm before the storm, guys. Should Zuppy get forging now? He is Magias. That's why he instantly has forging. Okay, now the attack here. The Viper with the X before pulling the villagers. Quite interesting move. And he did not lose a single villager. That was unfortunate here. And now the quick walls behind us. Let's take a look how many villagers the Viper will lose. Looks like none for now. Sends the low HP villagers to the wood line again, though. And that was a failed attack by Zuppy. This should have done so much. But, oh boy, Jordan's not reacting here. For his team. He is now going for the market, is going for the palisade gate. And now they can build some spearmen, and that was a failed attack. Okay, at least that quick wall is not going through. Spearman is getting focused down, villagers are fighting, but scouts are now coming back. And Zuppi, that was a sneak that did 0 damage. Losing 1 scout, killing 1 spearman only, did not even kill the villager here. Look at that, 10 HP there. Those villagers are low HP but survived, and oh boy, that was a horrible fail. He could have, if he just went in here, he could have snagged 6 or something. Oh, that could not have gone better. On the other side, how did those scouts get in? Didn't even bother to check that. Oh no, and now the scouts can easily chase that one down. Crossbowman production of Taro not really existing. Oh, double archery range, didn't go for fletching. Now builds TC here. Wanted to control that area first because he knows, okay, all my 3 gold spots are there. And do we see more scout production? I think it is a mistake now. Yeah, he will always get cleared up. Goes for bloodlines, ungarrisons those 2 scouts, but will run to spearmen, and that was a failed sneak. Just think about it. Maybe, yeah, I know that Magias are so much better with scouts, but sometimes if there's another unit so much better, maybe just going for archers might have been the better choice if they knew this was up. And Viper will go for the clear up here. Oh, that was getting cleared up as well. So we're going into the reasonable game now, but could have been a big win here for the Finns. Didn't happen. And he stays on scout? What? Why? He does not have a market, so no sling yet. Maybe keep the market hidden, the sneak hidden, and go for knights. Well, if you go for knights, there are TCs up. There can be camels from the Viper. It's not like you can play a clean, fast castle, right? You walled heavily, you built 2 spearmen, you had like 3 villagers walling, you had 1 sneak. So you won't get castle age before minute 18 either. And he keeps building scouts. I think this is a big mistake. They didn't achieve anything anymore. The villager's dying here. 1 crossbowman will do the job. Easy peasy. Won't even get punished. Yeah. They won't find much damage. Now the market. I think this should be a sling. I don't see Zuppi going into any reasonable army. It kind of also is the... Oh no, he's going up to Castle Age. It kind of is the civilization that does it the least, right? If we can go for camel archers and camels, what is a Magia player really contributing? Maybe he just slings and then later goes on to... booms and then later goes on to sling. That might be an option as well. I think Magias... Are they maybe going for the halberdier push? Tough for me to decide. This didn't do damage, but it keeps the secret occupied for 10 minutes. Not really. It's keeping Viper scouts at home. Scouts that could not have done anything anyways. Right, now he's going for some camels. Maybe that's a bit of an overreaction, but like Viper's still going for the 3 TC boom. And eco upgrades behind this. Camel archers, fletching is only now coming in. Could go for the attack against that palisade gate. Could maybe go for some annoying raid now. Let's see. The Max, he's not going for any army, right? He's at 3 military. Just goes for his 3 TC boom. Goes for siege workshop now. Interesting. Terror only with fletching. Lots of crossbowmen out for him. Goes for handcart. Only 2 TCs by him. Interesting. So that's an early Arbalest play by him. They will try to put on a lot of pressure. An early Arbalest works pretty well against Imp Camel and Camel build-up. 3 TCs running for the... Or is it 4 TCs now? It is 4 TCs now running for the max. See, he will try to go for the big army. Hyper around with some of the camels, trying to deny some of the raids here. And Jordan going for the monastery now. Has +1 defense and bloodlines on his knights. Goes for the 3 TC boom as well. And let's take a look. Ballistics, not sure if we have that already. Can we see some kills here? No ballistics. Viper, that looks like he has husbandry. Can chase those camel archers down. Let's take a look at the resources of Tedo. He can click up any second. Goes for... Oh, wants to go for the +1 range eventually. Uh-oh. Not the greatest team communication. One villager dying here. Not the most important thing though. Release goes for more camel archers. No bloodlines on them. As we mentioned earlier, no husbandry on those either. Doesn't even have a stable. 40C boom now by our Magia player from Suomi as well. The max now goes for mass stables. Can he really produce though? Before getting imp and before we have Tedo knocking at his door. Doesn't look like it. Tedo now clicks up to Imperial Age. The max is getting the sling. Will click up any second as well. Goes for +1 defense. Goes for bloodlines. Camel archers still around. And Tedo, he should just go for mass production. How many archer ranges will he have? For now, 2. Goes for the market. Oh, no cartography for him so far. But just taking out those stables could be pretty nice for him. Only now goes for Botkin Arrow. Feels kind of late, but honestly, he didn't fight yet. 4 kills, 0 losses. It is okay for him. Oh, this is a risky move. Does not want to be super close to the siege workshop, but also wants to protect the camels there against the camel archers. Mangonel out now. Maybe Tedo's timing could be, okay, snipe 1 Mangonel and then kill the siege workshop. Now he should have the range advantage. 6 against 8 here against the camel archers. 8 against 7 against the Mangonel. What is the Viper up to? He is not up to imp yet. Handcart will finish and then he will probably click up 4 stables, 4 TCs for him as well. 92 villagers, the max at a solid 100. They cannot break the max really at the moment. 5 stable production for him. Sling will continue from Zupi, but that's overchopped. Oh no, that's so brutal. Again, one of the Finns having a hole here at a woodline. And that's the opening that Tedo was hoping for. The question is, will he really commit here? Or will he just wait for Arbalest and Bracer? Might be the better option. Jordan going in behind this. I think this should be the... Okay, he's going for CA. Interesting. Is on stone as well. Uh-oh, this could be a big engagement. Mangonel short misses. The Viper does not even want to commit here. Arbalest tech, Bracer tech, Chemistry tech. Soon, Tedo will have a lot of damage output here and can just kill this quite easily. Ground attacks sometimes look stupid if the army is not really going where you anticipated. Mangonel will easily get sniped. Tedo should have 0 problems with that. Not even another shot there. The Viper getting a castle up at that area. More barracks now. What is this? I felt like a halberdier push could make a lot of sense. Oh boy, those camels now getting sniped quite easily. Another try to go for that siege workshop. They don't want to fight against those Mangonels. That's why they're going for that move here. John goes for tracking. Sultans for the Viper. What a nice upgrade if he wants to keep on producing. And this amount of map control here for Tedo. Getting all those outposts. Scout here at the side could maybe be annoying. Trade is starting to get set up. Mangonel not really getting produced here. Arbalest easily sniping down one camel archer after another. Castle kind of stopped for now. Villagers at 70% with that castle here. Now goes for dumplings. Finally gets Imperial Age. We'll go for Bracer and Chemistry, but then won't have the upgrades. Jordan just going for the Halberdier push. Exactly what I wanted to see. Just needs to go for some capped rams, and who really has an answer to that? Obviously Zuppi won't. The Max won't. And Vilise, not the prettiest one. Camel Archer against the Siege Halberdier push. Whew. I think Jordan will just easily overrun Suomi here. There shouldn't be a good answer to this. No onage attack against that, which could be okayish. Halberdiers as an answer themselves. No tag on the side of the Finns. Champions would be horrible against the Arbalest of Tero. Big walls did try to go up, but didn't finish. Oh, Tero, he is so annoying and so good with so little. Just one random scout will get the trade card at that corner. Another castle by the Viper. Is he the one going for the traps? Is he responsible for that? Has a lot of stability at the front. They know, okay, we have all the map control in the world. Let's just get on to Imperial Camels, Mass Arbalest and Mass Halberdiers, and we should be fine. Problem is Jordan is a bit to the right hand side while his teammates are on that hill here at the top. Continuing to do damage from quite some distance. 71 Arbalest at the moment. 20-4 the KD of Tero here. He just did such a great job of keeping his numbers very high and not losing a lot. That's at least what I'm saying. And then he loses another 4. Snipes one in exchange. Halberdiers going down at the right hand side. Oh, that castle could be stopped. Jordan going for chain barding armor. A bit surprising to me. Moves in with the Halberdiers. Will lose all those. Jordan, oh boy. Not the greatest seconds for him. Camel now finished. The Viper still not with the upgrade here. Didn't really have the eco behind it apparently. 118. Also remember that we still have a full sling. Zuppi still in castle age here. Probably going for the full sling onto the max. That means for now, obviously better army. And yeah, Vilise did get some. But that's it. And the better army obviously for the Finns. But they need to take a fight ASAP. Otherwise, they will lose their advantage, losing so many resources to the sling tags. Arbalest numbers are looking pretty sexy. Small hill advantage here for Tero as well. He is fine with taking this engagement if he had enough buffer here from the Viper, who still does not have the +2 attack. The Max has all upgrades now. Is trying to take this good fight. The castle on the hill behind this as well. Camel finished. The overlay was just bugging out apparently. So this is kind of an okayish timing here for the Viper. Numbers aren't that high for him though. 36 military for him, 57 for the Max. Trap now in the back, trying to get that castle done. Meanwhile, taking that castle to the left hand side here is the Viper as well. Arbalest still on that hill. Numbers still not beautifully high here for the Viper. Dropping down to 25 only. The production continues. Arbalest are not losing too many of their friends though, keeping up the numbers high on that hill. More production behind this coinage now for Tero. He knows, okay, I will stand strong here with my Arbalest, but I want to see high numbers for you. And where is Jordan? Jordan not participating at all, using most of his Halberdiers into the camel archers, into the castle. And if he had his 40 Halberdiers over at that battle, would have been completely into the other direction. And Secret would have wrecked that. Jordan not really finding the engagements he wanted to, but it just feels like Tero with his numbers are looking way too strong here. Halberdier production wasn't pretty enough. Maybe the barracks behind in that area could have been better to really have the triple team production there at one point. Oh boy, look at how annoying Jordan is here. Converting a knight, one Imperial Camel converted as well. Stays annoying here. That one villager could sneak some as well. Oh boy, actually we already have the sneak. And maybe a siege later on as well. John now goes on to conscription. Ram, something we don't see from Team Secret yet. Some shenanigans here at the top. Willis actually, oh boy, how did he sneak those through? A bit surprising. That looks all walled off. But there isn't a lot of trade. Shadow didn't delete his walls yet. Didn't even delete his start markets. Heavy CA now by Jordan. In camel numbers looking better for the Viper. Secret has to know that they're playing against the Sling. In camel numbers were just looking pretty sexy all this time. Although they killed so many stables. The Viper's boom wasn't shabby either. Now we see the Arbalists moving forward. I think this is an unstoppable army. Now finally the Arbalists are here to do their job at the front. 46 kills here for Jordan, but that will get way higher now. Maybe not in number efficiency, but cost efficiency for sure. He is closing down the distance against the camel archers as well. They need to retreat, and now we just need to see higher trap numbers. Probably the Viper needs to be responsible for that, and then we should be somewhat fine with that. Castle by Zupi in a spot that could kill some raids, but also blocking the trade line there quite a bit for later engagements. Jordan, what a beautiful move. Can he save her? No, he cannot, or can he? Oh yeah, he did save her in the end. The camel archer, the converted camel archer, actually doing quite a lot of damage output. Geoman now finally for Tato. Gets him to 11 range here. Pretty sick. 112 military by our Spaniard. Compare that to the enemy team. They don't even have 80. Caravans now. Where are the traps? Bit underwhelming trap numbers. Recurve bow already researched for Jordan. Oh, was that Jordan's second villager? Okay. He could still go for quite a scary army here. Another stable. I think Harbour CA could be really good to get some ratings done. Oh, now we're checking the traps here. Viper's committing quite a lot of camel archers, but the Max was out of position. Cannot really punish the Viper, and he is getting out of there with maybe one camel loss, maybe two Imperial camels lost or something. And now Jordan, that's a big army from him as well. 70 military, now moving in quite nicely here, and I think there won't be an answer. Only thing lacking is the trap number. We have one out now. If we had like 3-4 traps, this would be a beautiful engagement here for Team Secret. But even then, I think the Harbour is now connecting quite well for the very first time. Imp camels are just tracking those rams here at the side as well. Tato at 114 arbalists at this very spot. Look at that damage output. It's just ridiculous. Conscription is flying in as well, as if he wasn't producing fast enough with Britons to begin with. Some shenanigans here. That's some army that Zupi is pulling in Castle Age just to stop this raid. Does not want to bother his teammates with that. CA at that hill. It's quite a solid damage output as well. Chemistry now finishes, and then I don't see any answer to that. Oh boy, what a flock of army here from Tato, and he just can continue to move in. Take some time till the castle dies, but there is no chance here for the Finns to hold this one off. Secret is winning the last three events of ECL in honestly quite convincing fashion here. Tato uncontested there, and did just do a 2TC quick boom into Imperial Age, into quick Arbalest, endless amount of range, and he did have the solid numbers to fight this off so beautifully. The Viper only built some camels, and the big problem obviously was Zupi with his sneak did achieve nothing there. He did not kill a single villager from what I saw. Killed a spearman, killed a scout, and then was chased down. Did produce so much, did go for the sling, but it was all but too late. And yeah, some fails here with the quick with the walls early on by Jordan, but after that did go on to Harbardiers, and then no answer to the Harbardiers, kind of as we anticipated earlier on here. Beautiful execution by our Team Secret boys, and they are taking another victory and even more points that they didn't need And I will be excited for the big offline grand finals happening in roughly 7 weeks. Maybe 8 weeks. Let's call it 8 weeks. Secret against AM happening in Manchester in front of a live audience casted by some of your favorite casters for sure. They didn't sauna. Yeah. Feels bad, man. And next, we will have WTF happened in June. So I will talk about what happened this last month. And will give some of my input. And if you miss anything, you will get up to date. I hope you enjoyed that. I will take a small 3-minute break or something. Should update those brackets here. Paint. Here we go. And oh no, I just need the numbers 1 and 3. And we'll make it white. Escape, AOE. And 1v1 stage finished as well. Let's make a screenshot of that. Oh wait, did they? It failed a bit. Bracket 1v1. What else do I need to do? I think I prepared most of it, right? Need to move a bit over here. I already prepared the topics as well. Asking my Discord for feedback if I was missing anything, and they said it was looking good. So, topics. And WTF happened in 2019. Let's get those scoreboards away. Oh no, not Twitch chat. What is that? Oh, ECL bracket. I have ECL bracket and normal bracket. Score?
14 wonderful months.
Well, missed one, I nearly think. Will there be any more Age of Empires coups in the near future? Just been rewatching the Marco Prank episode. Oh, Marco Prank episode was so sweet. No, since there won't be Age of Empires. That won't really happen. Camp Frozen? What exactly are the offline finals? When? I think like 28th of August to 1st of September? Something like that. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think arriving Wednesday, media day is Thursday. Okay, Okay, let me quickly check something.
The city is ours, and so are its resources. We must press on immediately and attack our enemies outside of the walls.
Why does VLC not work? That feels bad, man. I prepared a video, but I think I might still have it on YouTube, right? Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition gameplay. Yeah, it might be this one. So I just need to get that into Mozilla. And then we should be pretty fine to go, I believe. Right? Okay, my buddy is ready. If your buddy is ready as well, then spam some nearly hype in the chat, and then we can go. But only if you spam enough nearly hype in the chat. And after a thing, to Sirius, Timsy, and Pommes Extreme for your support, guys.
Money Kappa.
Test.
Jonke. Jonke.
Kumar, thanks for the 5. And Man King, thanks for the 8 month of support. WTF happened in June. So many things happened in June, guys. Oh man. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. First time that it's publicly shown on E3. We had $10,000 tournament from MEMP starting. We have ECL 1v1 ending. We have ECL 3v3 ending. That means overall ECL is over in the regular season. We have the date for the ECL finals set, and we had some random smaller tournaments and some drama shenanigans going on as well. A lot of stuff to talk about. Let's just jump into DE, or maybe we can call it AoE 2 DE, because that's the big difference, right? AoE 2 DE standing for Definitive Edition. It completely remasters Age of Empires version with a lot of changes. We can maybe take a small look into how it looks. As you can see, you still recognize all the buildings, you still recognize all the units, and there will be new animations. So graphically, I think it looks awesome, honestly. I felt like, oh god, if they make it like 3D and everything changes, that could be horrible. But I think it maybe the overlay at the top, the resources changed a bit too much for me, but most of it looks pretty damn epic in my opinion. And maybe we jump a bit further forward in this video. This is obviously a campaign that they are playing. Unit movement looks super smooth, and attack animations look way better now in my opinion. And well, we still know about all this, and so I'm pretty happy with how it looks to begin with, right? So that's basically one of the main selling points for this whole thing. Then we have a lot of other changes. First, and probably most important, we have 4 new civilizations. There's some stuff known about the civilizations. I don't want to go into that. It's like a lot of speculations, obviously, and now we can make a wish list, like what should they have. Personally, for me, I hate it. I can absolutely see why they're going for it. The game sells so much better if we have new civilizations, and we have so many civilizations that are lacking identity already. And yeah, please don't spam anything if you're under an NDA. Not too clever by you, but okay. And like, civilizations aren't properly balanced. We have unique units that aren't properly balanced. We have civilizations that no one likes to play, and then we're adding more. Okay, I can see that. Still, like, think it's mainly part to sell it, right? And It is okay. I will take it if the community grows by 20% because some people want to have more civilizations. But we are at 31. I think they're like 15 fun to play with. And now adding another 4. Why aren't we editing the ones we already have? But yeah, that's... I think it doesn't sell as well, right? We edited the already existing civilizations to be more fun with. Instead of like we have new civilizations with new gameplay, new campaigns, and all that. So, okay. I'm done with that. I think it just had to be there. And it makes sense in a selling standpoint, right? Then, big improvement. Age of Empires will be server-based. So how Age of Empires works at the moment is I'm connecting with another player if I want to play against him. And if he lags, either with PC or with his internet, the whole game lags and the enjoyment will cut down. How it will be in the future is we both connect to a server. And so if I have a stable internet with my stable PC, I will have a solid connection to that server and my game runs smoothly. If he lags, that's kind of his problem. Good for everyone with solid internet. And yeah, I think it is pretty nice. Problem, what is if we have an online cup and we have the Viper play against Mr. Yo? Now Germany against, I've never said that before, Germany against China. Are we playing on the Asian server and the Viper has lag? Are we playing on the European server and Yo has more lag? Or are we playing on the American server and both have the kind of equal amount of lag? That's going to be decided, and we will see about that. Like, they have the same quote-unquote problem in Warcraft or Starcraft, and sometimes it is like, let's connect to a neutral server and we both have the same lag. Sometimes it's okay, my home map will be played on my server, your home map will be played on your server, and the neutral map will be played on the neutral server. Kind of a lot of work because the observers will have to connect to that as well. We have an unlimited amount of observers now allowed. Kind of a big problem we had on HD. Woobly user patch should be fine. And yeah, it will be released in fall this year. And a lot of people said, okay, that's kind of early. I think I'm allowed to say that I played an early beta version before like this big one, and that already felt pretty playable. So I am pretty happy with the release date. Will Woobly go down then? Interesting question. It depends on how good DE will become. The dream is that DE will be so good and will have all the user patch features that Woobly won't be necessary anymore, right? If we have all the players moving from Woobly, or most of the competitive team moving from Woobly over there, most of the casual scene from HD moving over there, or the new players moving over to DE, then Woobly doesn't have a lot of options anymore, right? We will also have it on the Microsoft Store and on Steam, so the big fear that it's only Windows 10, only Microsoft Store did not happen. And so a lot of actually pretty good news. We have a lot of other features such as like you can now queue researches. So villager, loom villager could be an option in your TC, and you should have less idle TC. You can instantly queue up feudal age if you have the extra resources, for example, in a fast castle or something. So that could be pretty damn sexy. And yeah, we are all super excited to see it. I personally pray that it gives a huge boost. It has so much potential, right? It looks like a game that could be played in 2019 and 2020 compared to Age of Empires 2. If I show people that I played this game, they're all like, do you have eye cancer? Or when will you get it? And it's, yeah, a lot of nostalgia there. And let's see if that brings a lot of people, back into it. So high hopes for this year. Yeah. What do you think about the zoom feature? Okay, but not really necessary in my opinion. It is better for casting. For playing, I think it won't really be used that much. I think people will have one ideal resolution that they will go for. At least in the competitive scene, right? In the casual scene, it's really nice, right? Just zooming out, seeing everything, seeing your army move, don't need to scroll that much. That's fine. Well, the kingdom will die then, I guess? Well, yes. Yeah. Well, there won't be auto queue in DE, right? There won't be, but there will be auto queue for farms. That's what they said. What do you think about lags in 44 with all this graphics? Well, it depends on the PCs, right? Internet should be way better. If you have 8 Europeans all connecting to the European server, that shouldn't be an issue. And if everyone has a solid PC, it should be completely fine, right? It's not the most demanding game ever, right? It's not like complex 3D rendering. So I think it should be doable. Okay, I think that's all to the E that I can think of now. If you have anything, I will obviously do a Q&A at the end and you can ask some more questions. And MSC. Mangrove Shallow Cup, a tournament that started in June and has a prize pool of $10,000 given by a Chinese sponsor that wanted to have this specific settings. And it is only, basically from the big casters, only members casting it. And it is kind of controversial. So we are only fighting on maps that have mangrove terrain. So always units and ships over each other. That resulted into a lot of demos into the first week. We already had balance changes for those demos before that because organizers kind of anticipated mass demos. And it still was too much. And players have been very vocal that they didn't like the settings. A lot of players didn't train at all. Other players looked pretty prepared and yeah, came up with solid strategies, solid placement. We had some kind of boring games. Then sponsors from week 1 to, or not sponsors, organizers from week 1 to week 2 changed, took out the most boring maps, and I think did another change for the demos, but didn't change the other stuff as well, because that is kind of the idea of the whole tournament, right? To have ships fighting against units and all the makes. And there have been a lot of show matches, and maybe we will take a look at the standings overall. And we have some somewhat surprising results here. We see Lux and Dogao in the Swiss stage already out. Lyria and Tero going 3-0 already qualified. The Viper lost his first round against the Max, won the other 2 rounds after that. The Max won the first round, but then lost his other 2. MBL not performing too great. We see big names being very far at the bottom. Left-hand side numbers are the standing. The white numbers on orange ground was the initial seeding. Billy is performing pretty well. Vivi, surprisingly, at least for me, performed pretty well. And Daudnikov, a lot of, obviously, like, it is a super packed tournament, right? And we will have 5 weeks in total, now jumping into week number 4. The matchups are just incredible. It was Vilis, not the Max who won the Viper. My bad. That's true. Okay. And yeah, that's true. But we'll have the Max, the Viper matchup later on. And yeah, so Vilis performing pretty nicely there. The Finns, obviously, yeah, something we kind of expect from them, right? That they perform better on unusual settings. And so a tournament that I also got asked why it doesn't have that big amount of viewer numbers. Obviously, we are still at kind of the start, right? It had from like 800 to like 1600 or something. Meanwhile, we had NSS finals casted Sunday evening by T90, 3K viewers for him. So, but it's also the big channel of T90 still, right? Viper was trolling versus Willis. Okay, I can't take comments like those seriously. So MSC, we will have another update for you in the next episode here. I won't cast any of that. And we are now jumping into week number 4 out of 5 of the Swiss stage. And then we have 3 weeks, I believe. Round of 8, round of 4, round of 2 of the brackets. Should be pretty interesting games. And yeah. So then we had ECL 1v1 stage. Final, just ending there with the last phase. Let's take a look. And I think I can make that even a bit bigger, right? So we obviously had me, the surprise thingy. That's not all important. We talked about that. But what was important is that the Max beat the Viper there. And that was actually a pretty big thing because the Viper didn't lose in quite some time in big 1v1 tournaments. I think it was like Escape Gaming Masters 2 or something. Also something that Nikov won in the end after falling to Lyrian best of ones, the Viper. And the Max then won against Lux. Lost the finals against Nikov though. And now a lot of fanboys will get over there and like, oh boy, the Viper, why isn't he not performing? And all the moving and Debbie and all the fame. I know that it will be coming. I will address it a bit later. But yeah, that finalizes that stage. And Nikov, probably the second most successful Age of Empires player in the last 3 years then, when it comes to 1v1s. Well, who won other 1v1 tournaments? MBL won a $300 Legacy of the Huns 2. Back T won. And Shadow won 1v1, right? So our 4 winners are Back T, Shadow, the Viper, and Nikov in ECL in the last year. Yeah, I think so. Ah, interesting. And, well, then let's jump into the 3v3 stage that just finished. And we see Secret there in the final against Suomi 1-3-1. The series just finished. And Bazooka's finally getting punished for their admin loss. Heresy playing quite solid there. Could have gone into the finals if someone went differently against Suomi there. I think they should be somewhat happy with their performance. And yeah, not too much we can talk or should be talking about there. At least I believe. Yeah. And I think what we can talk about is... Do I want to... Rules and settings handbook? Let's go into that. Actually, I didn't prepare it, but we will find it pretty quickly. Because we will have... the ECL finals. In August, right? And we will have AM and Secret going for it there. And this will be, I believe, a 3-day event. Right? Yeah, so I think it will be a 3-day event or something. We will see. It will be a mixture of 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s as well. So, yeah, a nice mixture there. And you cannot always send the same players in. As you can see, the 4 players must be the players who played in 1v1 games from day 1. And the ones before are limited at that as well. And, yeah, so lineup, obviously, the great teams that we want to see. Secret is sending Viper, Tedo, Dowd, I guess John, I guess Slam. I don't have any final confirmations there. And I assume AM will send Leary, MBL, Nikov, and I assume Hera and I assume Hearts, but I don't know that either. It's obviously quite a long travel for them, and Hera might have school. We'll see about that. And yeah, so ECL finals, you surely want to tune into that late August. Ask Nikov and they will take all 5 AMs. That's awesome. That's awesome. How much donation needed to send a third team? Oh, got it.